case that the communists now, today, are totally discredited in Poland. Largely, yes, but not entirely. There are always going to be true believers, and some of them are really good people. I'm a leftist, and I went and lived in Poland, for 2 years, and I had my meat ration card, I had all my mail open. My students were called in by the militia, their police there, to be questioned about their relationship with me. I mean, I got a good taste of it, and I also saw how people couldn't find goods to buy, and they didn't have enough money anyway, how the black market flourished with American dollars. So I learned to hate communism, okay? Yeah, at least that brand of it. Now, as I'm sure you know, my goodness, after so-called democracy came to Poland and capitalism, there's been a complete swing to the right. So we have what's, I think, ironically called the Law and Justice Party, because it's anything but. And my friends from Poland who still live there tell me it's worse than the communist period during the time that I lived there, that it's more repressive. In fact, their new scapegoat are gay people. And interestingly, I've learned this because there's signs outside villages that say in Polish, basically no homosexuals allowed in this village, all over Poland. And the government supports that. So it's really sad for me to see that this nascent democracy and capitalism, which seemed there was hope there, has been undermined by this pendulum, not just in Poland, as you know, but really throughout the world. I should say, too, that the preface to my book was written by one of my Polish students who wrote her master's thesis with me and is now, all grown up, and is a professor at the university where I had her as a student in Poland. So yeah, these are like a montage. These show up in my book. Some have observed, I think correctly, that my book is loaded with photographs and the documents that I found from archives. Maybe too much for the general reader, and I kind of have to agree, but I'll tell you what motivated me. I really felt like I'd done all this work. It needed to be in one place or it was going to be lost. I have all these notebooks, tons of them, 3-ring binders, with all the photos and more than I can even put in the book. But that's why there's so much, and those are my great-grandparents.
Is that the furniture from the apartment?
They're great-grandparents, so they're before my grandparents. Now that's in the old country. That's a really old photo. I officially did convert, so this is that. My father was a very, very fine concert-level pianist, and we made, when he was what? And here, this is a whole other story. He felt like he never had proof of his American citizenship, and I said, Dad, when he finally would talk about it a little bit, when he was 100 years old, I said, you would have had derivative, because his father left, and they were separated for 7 years, and my grandmother was left with the 4 children. But World War I broke out, and he wasn't able to get any word to them. One day, a messenger came on horseback with transit for all 5 of them, the 4 children and my grandmother, his wife. And it wasn't in steerage. They had first-class tickets on the La Lorraine from Le Havre, France. And my father remembers it's the first time he